Well, guys, it's time to talk about the second episode of Moon Knight. It's officially out. It's definitely different, if that's what you're looking for. If you found the first episode a little too slow, I think you're going to like this one a little bit more. But with that, of course, comes a couple caveats that I'm not sure if I can get into without spoilers. I will do my best, so let's talk about episode 2. As always, before we get into it, the episode commentary for the second episode will be out later today, and of course there's going to be a lot to talk about. If you guys join right now, there's over 120 audio commentaries available, and they're spread out throughout all the tiers, so check that out. Now let's talk about episode 2. So without too many spoilers, I think the pacing in this episode, along with just about everything else, in my opinion, was better. Again, the first episode needed to be what it was, and you're going to see why this episode needs to be what it is. Again, trying to avoid spoilers, I can now sort of start to piece together why exactly Marvel Studios decided to give critics the first 4 episodes, and why the reviews for those 4 episodes are what they are. Because had it been one at a time, I do think that this series would have suffered that whole first episode. It's really different, and then the show kind of picks up the pace in the second episode. Obviously, third and fourth, we don't know what's coming, but you can see here that it starts to formulate ideas and things and forms a direction that they're going to go in that I think Moon Knight fans will be big fans of. Now, of course, they are playing with multiple personalities still. They are playing with who exactly is in control of the body. They are still playing with the wackiness, if you will. Again, trying to avoid the spoilers, but you kind of understand the different personalities. And again, they introduce us to a new quarter of a Marvel universe that's giving us insight into what exactly is going on with this character, his world, and the growing paranormal/occult that we're seeing within the confines of this series. Now, unfortunately, one thing I will mention is, again, when it comes to the CG, you can tell that there is some elements, again, like the first episode, that are a little bit not up to the standards of other Marvel shows or even movies. And again, I think that's due to the fact that originally, She-Hulk was supposed to come out, as we understand, before Moon Knight. But again, we're hearing all the problems with She-Hulk, so things got switched around, and you can see a little bit of that here. It never necessarily pulls me fully out of it, but it is something that's very apparent when you have everybody acting through their teeth, delivering the goods, and then they cut to the action sequences or some CG, and it's a little wonky here or there. Again, I could see this being one of those things that honestly gets updated down the road with a better cut of it, which we've seen now just happen in films too, so it is what it is. Overall, the episode I think is great in terms of character development. I think it's great in furthering the series, and I think if people were saying, well, maybe I'll give it another episode or maybe 2, I think honestly this one will push them towards, you know what, I'll stick with this. Again, once we talk about spoilers, I can go more into why. The audio commentary, we're definitely going to go into it, but I do think that this was an overall better episode and leaves a better impression.